Looking for a quick fix to make your health better? Well, you've come to the wrong place, but here are 5 things you should stop buying at the store and start cooking at home today. Thanks so much for joining me today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment. Make sure you never miss a new recipe or a new health tip. My name is Dr. Blake Schusterman. I'm a board-certified kidney doctor, nephrologist, and I'm also the cooking doc. And the information we're going to talk about, as always, is for informational purposes only. It is not medical advice. If you've watched me before, you know one of the things that I always say is that better health comes with cooking at home. And that's because a lot of the things that you buy at the store are full of salt. Sodium. And this sodium can be harmful to you if you have high blood pressure or heart failure or liver disease or kidney disease. So cooking at home allows you to start from scratch, use ingredients that you know well, and you can avoid anything that's bad for your diet. Cooking at home often can allow you to keep those things out of your diet and also make your food taste better. So these are double whammies, better for your health and better flavor. Let's go. One of my favorite things to make at home is all-purpose seasoning. This kind of seasoning can be used on tofu or chicken or fish or vegetables, and it can elevate that flavor. Now, if you buy all-purpose seasoning at the store, it often has salt in it. If you buy seasoning that comes with your rice-a-roni or your boxed meals, it often has a lot of salt in it. So having a go-to all-purpose flavor or seasoning that you can make at home is key. I use paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, thyme, and black pepper. That all gets mixed together in a little bowl, stored in a baggie in my spice cabinet, and I pull it out and use it all the time. Sometimes I mix it up and add a little chili powder or a little cayenne pepper, make it a little spicy. Next, rotisserie chicken. Rotisserie chicken is easy to get and really convenient to pick up at the grocery store or at Costco, and so I understand why people get it. I end up getting it all the time. But if you have health problems, that chicken has a lot of sodium in it. It also may have other things that are used to flavor that chicken, such as potassium or phosphorus. And if you have kidney disease, you want to know exactly how much of those things are in whatever you eat. And if you're not starting from scratch, then you're kind of winging it. So rotisserie chicken at the store may have 500 to 600 milligrams of sodium chloride per 3 ounces. And that's, a third or a quarter already of the salt that you are supposed to eat in your day if you're trying to watch your blood pressure and keep fluid off and things like that. So one of the first things you should learn to cook at home is a whole chicken. So there are a million ways to do it, and it seems kind of like a rite of passage. And any cook that is making meat, if you're not vegan, should know how to make a chicken, a whole chicken. You can do it in a cast iron pan, you can do it on a baking sheet, you can do it in a roasting pan, you can do it on the grill, you can do it with a beer can on the grill. A million ways to do it. Find one and use a no sodium or a low sodium rub, and it's a very simple way to up your health. And not only that, but you can use those chicken bones and make some delicious stock. One of the hardest things to do when you're making a chicken at home is to try to truss it, because I usually do truss my birds when I cook them. And the first 5 to 10 times, you got your little chicken wire, and before you know, you're like covered in chicken guts, and there's chicken legs sticking up in the air, and like the wire is all wrapped around you. And anyways, you get the point. It's not easy, but a few times you'll get the hang of it, and it will really help you make a better bird. Next, let's take those chicken bones and let's make chicken stock. Homemade chicken stock is a game changer when you're cooking at home. Once you've roasted that chicken, you take the skin and all the meat off the bones, you put it in a pan and cover it with cold water. And this is really my favorite way to do it. You put it on low on the stove, just so you're getting a bubble every minute or two. That's it. Really low, and then you cook it for 6 to 8 hours until that water comes down and the flavor goes up, and you store it in your freezer so it's there whenever you need it. Next one, pesto. Now you can buy pesto in a little tiny glass jar at the store, and it's cost you $6, $7. Who knows what it costs you these days, but pesto has a ton of flavor and not a lot of salt. Now, pesto is one of those things that I hated as a kid. Okay, now, what are those things that you hated as a kid that you learn to like as an adult, I'll start. So it's kind of a weird trio. We got pesto. We got bananas. I hated bananas as a kid. Loved them when I turned 30. And then kombucha. Well, they didn't really have kombucha when I was a kid, but when I was in my 30s, there was kombucha. I hated it, but the more I tried it, the more I liked it. I don't know that kombucha has a lot of health benefits, but I can drink me some kombucha. Comment below and tell me what are the things that you never used to like but have changed your taste buds and really do like now. Okay, anyways, back to pesto. So in my book, The Cooking Doc's Kidney Healthy Cooking, there is a really easy version of pesto to make. Essentially, it's just putting the following things in a food processor: roasted pine nuts, fresh basil, cashews, garlic, and lemon juice. That's a plant-based pesto that can rival any Parmesan cheese pesto that you buy in the store. Lastly, you should be making your own salad dressing recipes at home. Now, surely salad dressing recipes are a dime a dozen, so what can I tell you now that you can't find all over the internet? So I'm going to give you a tip today. This is a tip I learned from an author, Salman Nosrat, who wrote the book Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, one of my favorite cookbooks. And she taught me to chop up your garlic or your shallot or your green onions, and you put them in vinegar. I like to put like one shallot in a bowl of red wine vinegar and balsamic vinegar mixed. Let that sit for about 10 minutes, and the bitterness of the flavor from the shallot or the garlic will kind of dissipate a little bit, and then it'll infuse in that vinegar. And then you just take that and you whisk in some olive oil. Now, if you want to, you can strain out that shallot or that garlic before you do that, but I don't do that. I just whisk in olive oil, and I've got a dressing that is absolutely fantastic. Some variations include whisking in some Dijon mustard as you go. So there you go. Cooking can be overwhelming. Learning to cook at home can be a tough chore in a busy day. Trying to find those things that will give you the most bang for your buck, adding both flavor and health benefit, is where I would start. So try these things at home. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you can get the hang of them. I'm Dr. Blake, the Cooking Doc. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, check out my website, thecookingdoc.co. Check out my book, The Cooking Doc's Kidney Healthy Cooking, a modern 10-step guide to preventing and managing kidney disease. And we will see you next time.